They're watching the high school. They're probably watching your place, too. I mean, I know that's what Hank would do. There's no way Walt's getting to you. They are absolutely going to catch him. No doubt about it. That arrogant asshole thinks he's some criminal mastermind, but he's not.
Yeah, right. Think that. Keep thinking that.
On the 1,000,000 to 1 chance. You be on the lookout, okay? Thanks.
It breaks my heart to see everything so dark around Marie. But I mean, if he really wants to go to her, he will.
5 minutes.
Holy shit!
5 minutes.
That was cool. That was so cool.
We don't want your money, Walt. I thought Friend made that clear.
He did. All I have to give you is this.
Oh, Hank. Where she can find Hank.
That's where they'll find Hank and Steve Gomez. It's where I buried our money. And the men who stole it from us, the men who still have it, they murdered Hank and Steve and put them in that hole. You need to understand.
I have to hear one more time that you did this for the family.
I did it for me.
Oh my god. No more lies, no more being
I
blind.
liked it.
Yep.
I was good at it. I was alive.
You just know he's not coming back from this. He's laying it all straight. It's gonna be over. Oh. Sorry. Some people think we hate Walter. It's not true. We hate the choices he makes. But it's terrible to see him say goodbye like this. Because, you know, I knew I was going to cry this episode. Damn it. It's like it's his last time seeing his children. I just know it.
You're making me cry. Stop it.
Sorry.
You're running low on methylamine. What happens then?
No, we'll get more. That quail woman's got her own setup. The heat's off her.
Ah, yeah.
She can break loose a barrel every now and again. It ain't broke, so why fix it?
You really shouldn't have come back, Mr. White.
Wait, Jack. Look, you owe me. You owe me. Let's go.
I owe you what for?
Jesse Pinkman, you promised that you would kill him, and you didn't. Come on. Instead, all right, you partnered with him. You're his partner now. That's what you
Partner? It's not what's going on.
Him being alive is not him and me being partners. Not by a damn sight. What, you think I'd partner with a rat? Where's that little piece of shit?
He's finishing up a batch.
Well, go get him, bring him here. This one here, calling me a liar? He just insulted you, he insulted me, all of us. Jesus.
Pride.
Hustle it up, come on, let's get this over with.
Pride is the worst enemy in Breaking Bad.
I'm gonna show you just how wrong you are.
He's gonna see what truly
Can I
is.
just have my car keys back before the hole in my head, please? But
Yeah. I still think that him being angry with Jesse doesn't erase how he feels about him, so to see him in chains might trigger something. Should trigger something in me!
Papa hasn't buried, come out, please.
He's already here.
Now, does this look like a partner to you? Come here, take a look. Take a look at it. Have a gander.
Oh my god.
This is my partner. Right, partner? Right, buddy?
Please save him.
Hard-working, good partner. 50-50 partner.
It's their version of Saul. No, I think he's
Protecting him.
Yeah, Tony, get him.
Yes, he is. Oh my god. Oh my god. He was ready to die with them, but oh shit. I'm having chills all over. Oh. Holy shit, this is powerful. Oh my god.
I kind of want to laugh and cry at the same time right now. I don't know. Oh, Todd is there. You go. Not die. I mean, let's go. Take him down too.
Go, Jesse, go, Jesse. We're trained for murder.
He killed Andrea and he kept him
I know.
prisoner.
Didn't Mr. White to kill that one?
Oh, he's got so much anger. That's the guy who killed Hank. They both got things to end here. Just like he did Hank. Oh my god. Oh. It has been a long time coming. Yes.
You want your money, right?
Let's see.
You pull that trigger, you never.
I'm really glad he did that. Because he doesn't care about the money anymore. Now these two need to talk a little bit.
No. Phew.
Do it.
I don't want this to end like this.
Please, no.
You want this? Say the words! Say you want this! Nothing happens until I hear you say it. I want this.
I think he already took the ricin. So it doesn't matter.
Ah. Protected him. And he's dying anyway, so.
Then do it yourself.
Oh my god. He's done being used. Oh. Oh. Got to take care of Lydia. Unless he put the powder in the stevia thing. You think? There was only one.
Oh, she's a girl. He did.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I love you, man. I love you, man.
Sit down. Is he gone?
Yeah, it's done. He's gone. How are you feeling? Kind of under the weather? Like you've got the flu? That would be the ricin I gave you.
Oh
I
shit.
slipped it into that stevia you're always putting in your tea. Goodbye, Lydia.
That piece of crap woman had it coming, guys.
He's getting the hell out of there. There you go. Oh, you know what? Holy shit.
What?
Season 2 with Tuco, they did say to each other, like Jesse and Walter, I never take a bullet for you, and we know it. Oh. Sorry, I'm making her cry, and I'm making me cry. Dying in his lab, that would be very poetic. Only Breaking Bad would make us look fondly at meth stuff. My baby blue. Emotions right now.
Oh my god.
You have my attention.
Sorry. You have my attention, yeah. I'm a sucker for the end of TV shows that I love, okay? So there's that. And you know when people say that we bash on Walter a lot and that we hate this guy and stuff, there's a really huge difference between being angry at him when something happens and actually see him go. It's like, and the worst is we knew it was gonna happen because they've been telling us he was dying since episode 1. So it's a tragedy that we saw coming from miles away, and it's done so well. Everything in this episode is good. I'm just really sad. I'm okay, I'm you know.
No, you're not okay.
I'm at this place where I'm between laughing, because it was just so good, and crying, because he's dead and everything and stuff, and I'm like, I'm doing both, like sobbing and laughing at the same time. It's weird. Oh, sorry, I look crazy.
Ooh, this finale, guys, was
perfect.
Really, really well done.
That song,
everything came to an end perfectly.
Yeah.
Mario could have finally. She could be finally grieving over Hank's death because she really got to find the body.
And he got to say goodbye to Skylar correctly, and he saw his baby one last time.
He saw his son, even though, you know what I mean.
Like, this is never, I mean, he managed to get his way. He's gonna get his money at the end of the day, and he's not gonna be able to put it
Walter doesn't get his way with what he wants to do.
That's the thing. And what he did with Jesse, and I mean, I remembered that thing about Tuco with the bullet. Like, I'm gonna say it again, because I mean, in the episode, it kind of came out, like, weirdly enough, but, yeah, when they were, with Tuco season 2, they were talking about, like, Jesse was trying to save himself, and he was like, I mean, you're dying, so who cares about you and stuff. And I don't remember which one of them said that, but they
Walter
did
said,
yeah,
would never take a bullet for.
yeah, we would never
For
take a
him.
bullet for each other, and we know that. And at the end, he took a bullet for him, and I'm like, oh,
That's a great callback.
it's such a great character development. Like, this entire show is so well done. And that's the thing, like, this is the last episode, like, we have to talk about all of this. And I'm like, people were asking, where do we put this show in our favorites? I've been thinking about this a lot this week, 'cause, I mean, a lot of people have been asking this, and I'm like, it's alright, I'm trying to talk through the tears.
You can't! You can't!
I have a lot of shows that I care about deeply for different reasons, like shows I grew up with.
Nostalgia.
For nostalgia reasons and stuff. So, I mean, sometimes it's hard for me to say, yes, I will love a show one day more than these shows that I grew up with, because these shows have something that new shows I will watch won't have just yet, the nostalgia. But whereas sometimes, and I'm trying to look at Breaking Bad on just a how perfect is it, question. Not favorite shows, but how just good is it? And if I can say that, yes, sometimes there will be shows that have better actors, there will be shows that have better stories, there will be shows that have better writing, better music, name it. I have to say, Breaking Bad is just overall good in everything. Maybe not perfect, but good in everything.
I've read in one of your comments, Guy, that for consistency,
Yeah.
it was one of the best, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
From from point A to point B,
It's great. It's just great. It never lets us down. Like, especially us, like, I know some of you guys didn't enjoy some episodes, but I don't think there was a single episode I didn't love in Breaking Bad.
Well, of course, there's a few episodes that
We love
you
less.
prefer much than another, but every single time there was something that you can see and talk about and said, oh, that's what he did it. Oh, I can understand why. Because
Everything makes
every
sense.
single thing and every single episode had a purpose.
Yeah.
For maybe not the situation, but for at least one of the characters, to make you understand better who they were and where they were going to and where they were coming from.
Well, I discuss shows a lot with my friends, and I usually say that I hate when shows, sometimes you're going to start writing a story and you don't know how long you're going to have, like how many seasons you're going to get and how long you're going to be able to keep this story going. So you can have a lot of situations happen with this, two of which I hate. One is when people don't plan ahead for the future. So they make like a short story, and when they reach the end of that story, well, the show gets milked and they keep on doing stuff and adding, and it shows. You're gonna see that they didn't plan for this, and it's like breaking the rules of their own shows. Like when you start a show, you have the first episode and you create this Bible kinda where you set your rules, the rules of your universe, the rules of your characters, and what you have to follow to make this thing work. So, and I mean, as long as you follow this, it makes sense. But then sometimes when you start milking your show, nothing makes sense anymore. Like you're breaking your own rules. Like Supernatural kind of did this. Charm did that a lot. I'm thinking shows I actually love and I grew up with, So when you were asking my favorite shows, even my favorite shows kind of broke that rule. So it's dangerous. And the other situation is when they plan too much and we don't get an ending, They plan so much stuff and then they never get to reach that ending. I think Breaking Bad is the perfect middle to that. Like, I don't know how long they thought this story was gonna pan out, but it's like they had this perfect set of rules, this perfect Bible to follow, and they followed it. And if they added stuff afterwards, they kept going back to the beginning to take the little details and bring them back. Like, I don't know if the thing about the bullet is actually, like, calling it back to season 2, but I caught that reference.
Definitely call it back.
Yeah, I made that reference, and it's because it works. because yes, it did happen, and yes, they did say that, and I love this. I love when showrunners respect what they did and they bring it back, because it's what makes a story feel whole. It's not leftovers from what you created that used to be good and now you're just trying to milk it more, or it's not, I didn't get to fulfill everything I wanted to fulfill. Everything is good here. The characters that have been through so much. Walter taking a bullet for Jesse, but not only that, also shooting the guy before he even heard where his money was hidden. It's character development, because we know, like we've been debating this online, what's more important to Walter White? Family, money? Sometimes the line kind of blurs here, you know? We don't know which one is more important. So for him to, once again, go to his family, but not only go to them, also tell them the truth. You know what? No, I didn't do it for you. I did it for me.
Yeah.
And shooting the guy before he heard where his money was from, that's a perfect end for his character. It's like he's finally acknowledging that he was the bad guy. He was doing bad stuff, and he's done lying to himself, and I love this. I love that they did that. Setting Jesse free and having Jesse just drive away and laughing and crying, it's perfect. I mean, it makes sense, because yes, he has been traumatized and he has been through a lot of shit, and now we can just let it go. And I think there's the movie coming, so I mean, we get to see what happened next, maybe. So this is going to be really interesting. But I mean, Jesse aside, Walter's end, I feel like it was perfect. Here, him dying in the lab, where the thing he created that killed him actually was. Because the cancer is not what killed him. What killed him was his choice to start this
creation. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a thing we talk about a lot in the comments as well, like, who's to blame in this show?
You know what? To say that his own creation killed him is like with Frankenstein, like he killed his own father.
He created a monster, Heisenberg.
Yeah, and Heisenberg was the one who put him down.
And it's that song, the choice they made with that song, it's perfect, because it's both, it feels, in French it's mélancolique.
Melancholia?
No, well, not nostalgia, but you know that feeling when I don't remember, but it's a bittersweet feeling, you know. It seems like it's a happy song, like it's not super sad, but I mean, it's singing about love for Baby Blue, and I'm like, okay, makes sense. And you just see him lying there dying, and how can you not cry to this? Because with Walter, it's not hate. With Walter, it's kind of disappointment sometimes I get. It's the disappointment because this man had so much potential, and he kind of threw it away for his pride and his love of this feeling he got whenever he was Heisenberg. No one is to blame specifically for everything that happened, because what led to all of this was a series of choices, a series of mistakes. Who's responsible for Hank's death? Hank is responsible a bit. I mean, Todd's uncle is responsible a bit. Walter is responsible. Jesse is responsible. Everyone is responsible for making these choices that led them there. I think Breaking Bad is mostly about, you need to think about the consequences of your actions before you do something, and not let your pride blind you to these consequences. Because this is one thing that Walter kind of forgot along the way, that he was not invincible, and his pride made him do stuff that had consequences he didn't care about. And I mean, eventually right now when you're making these choices, things happen to people you don't care about. But in the long run, it will always come back to you, or it could. So be careful when you make these crazy choices, and don't do meth.
Oh my gosh. That scene with Lydia, I thought for sure that he would have taken the ricin, because he knew that he didn't have any future for himself after what he done, what he suddenly thought of himself.
Oh my god.
So maybe no matter the outcome with Todd's uncle and these bad guys, he will be dead 36 hours from that. But to put the ricin in her...
Oh, that was perfect. when I caught on to that, I freaked out. And you know what? It's been a long time coming. I don't know what actually went on in the writer's room, but I mean, from my perspective, it could have pretty much been set from the beginning with her. Because from the beginning, we saw her being nitpicking at stuff, and she wanted a certain brand of sugar, and she wanted that type of tea. Like, she was really, she was being a bitch about this, you know? Yeah.
And if you saw on the table, there was only one.
Oh, for sure.
Pack of sugar.
Oh, in that episode, it was clear. Like, it was obvious. They were putting it right in our faces, but we were so used to her being nitpicking at stuff here that we didn't notice, but we got the shot of her putting the powder in her cup. We got the shot of her, mixing it with her tea. Like, everything was there. We just didn't notice because we're so used to that. And everything, even her being like, I'm gonna need more stevia. I'm like, okay, there was only one on the table. We didn't even think about that till the end when we thought, oh yeah, it's true, he has to kill Lydia, but then how is he gonna...
And we saw her, oh my god, I don't feel well.
Oh, that was perfect. Like, I said at the beginning of the episode that we would be getting one last episode of Walter being awesome. And I'm not disappointed.
No.
And I mean, from the beginning, he planned this. Like, him leaving the watch. He thought Jesse was dead for sure, but I mean, him leaving the watch and doing all of this, I felt like, well, he knew he was gonna die. Leaving everything behind, because he no strings attached, because strings attaching you to people is what makes you want to live. That's what made him want to fight a little bit more, you know? So he needed to be Heisenberg till the very end, and he was. Although he wasn't, as soon as he saw Jesse, he wasn't, but he stayed true to what he wanted. Although I'm really happy, like, he wanted Jesse to kill him, and it's been a long time coming. Like, it's not the first time he's been holding a gun at his face.
Yeah, but just for one last time, Jesse asked him, stop putting words in my mouth.
Yeah.
Say for yourself, you want me to shoot you, not
Stop
the reverse.
manipulating. Stop manipulating me and stop trying to make me do your dirty work.
And he did it. I went for myself.
Mean, they ended this with, like, nod of the head and, like, all things are good. Like, I did terrible. It's like acknowledgement. I did terrible things to you. Yes, alright, I also, like, said some stuff, I did stuff as well. They're looking at each other, they know what's gonna happen next. Walter is gonna die, they acknowledge that we make the decision to work together and this is how it has to end. Alright, I'm accepting this. You go on.
What do you think Jesse will do since nowadays free? You think that he's gonna try to go back to Brock, or
I mean, he might
with what happened, he just won't?
I don't know, he probably feels too guilty. The thing with Jesse is his character grew a lot, but not where he needed to grow, I think. He still feels bad about himself. Yes, to have Walter, like, acknowledge that he did terrible things, and I mean, I know some people were saying that him saying that he let his previous girlfriend die meant that he was kind of freeing him, because Jesse felt terrible. He felt that he was guilty for this, but to learn that it was not his fault and Walter was the one responsible, it kind of let him. He got free of these ties, you know. So, but I mean, with Andrea,
let me finish just something. I kind of believe that theory, but the way he said it, though.
Oh no, yeah.
It sounds. We know that Walter can be a great actor sometimes.
For
He's
sure.
wonderful with Skyler, but the way that he looked at Jesse and the way that he was so pitiful and angry when he said that I could have watched her die, and I saw her,
saved her.
I could have saved her, but I did nothing.
For sure, I'm pretty sure that in that moment it was not to free Jesse. Like, he was just trying to lay one last hit on him, and he was trying to put him down, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, but I feel like he felt personally responsible for what happened to Hank. He was really sad. He was really mad. And Jesse was the easiest target.
Like when you want to punch someone that you're being angry at, yeah.
I mean, he felt like it's easy to say that Jesse was responsible for Hank's death. Like, a lot of people are saying that online as well. And I'm like, if technically, yeah, he kind of worked with him, and they were responsible for them being there, because he said, you know, let's go to his money. and Walter tried to protect himself, but he was not responsible directly for Hank's death. But when you're putting yourself in this character's mind, Walter would have no problem believing that, yes, I called these guys and they killed Hank, so technically I'm at fault. But then he doesn't want to deal with this guilt. He doesn't want to handle this. So he's like, but who brought Hank here? That kid. And he's already pissed off at Jesse, so it's easy to put that anger onto him. And just to feel better, he's laying more punches. He felt betrayed. He felt really sad, really angry about Hank, and Jesse was right there. And like I said, he felt betrayed and mad at him, so it was easy. So I don't think when he said, I could have saved her, I didn't. He was not trying to free him in any kind of way, but in the long run, that could have done it. Yeah.
Jesse's gonna think about it and maybe come to terms with what happened with Jane, because now he knows that it wasn't his fault.
I mean, he's got a long road in front of him, because I mean, with Andrea now,
many years of therapy ahead, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna try to find Walt's money, because right now, I mean, he's a wanted guy. Like, people are looking for him and stuff, because they know he worked with Heisenberg, right? Or at least they know that he had ties with Walter, because Hank brought him in a couple times, so there's that. So, and he's been missing for a while, so people are looking, and he doesn't have anything. So maybe he's gonna try to find that money, or try to find a way to keep on living without being found. I don't know.
We'll see.
His friends thought he was in Alaska, so I mean, how cool was that too? Like, I mean, we forget about the first part of this episode because we were so like shocked by the end.
I didn't forget about it.
Everything he did with them made perfect. He we were wondering if he was gonna do something to them, because they actually robbed him of his reputation. They robbed him of his accomplishments, the things he did before he became Heisenberg. The only thing he could have felt proud about. So they robbed him of that, but then he couldn't technically. Well, he could have killed them, but
yeah.
I'm glad he didn't. But the way he did this, just scaring them, just putting on that mask in front of them, showing them who he truly was, because he's always been the underdog, kind of. He had all this genius, but he ended up with nothing to show for it. And I think they always pitied him.
Yeah.
Anyway, they took pity on him, and they felt like, you have this feeling when he's your friend, and you know he's better than you, but you end up with all the money, you end up with all the fame and everything. I'm pretty sure they felt happy about themselves, like they were proud of themselves for what they did, and when they were looking at him, they felt like, oh, this guy could have been someone, and he threw it all away. It's his damn fault. No shame here on my part, because I mean, he's the one who left, and they never understood why. So they're putting this on him.
That's the thing, though, that I'm kind of sad, because we never really understood the reason why.
Do we really? I mean, we can piece it together. I think he felt he was not up to the part. Maybe there was something with him not feeling worthy of this. He felt scared under the pressure. And before that, he was pretty confident, but then he got Flynn, and Flynn had his handicap, and then they needed more money, and then everything happened, and I mean, he made a couple of choices that led him down that slope, and I feel like maybe he felt he was not part of the right crowd. I don't know.
Do you think that because Flynn was born with problems, that he needed money ASAP and he couldn't wait for...
Maybe he just lacked confidence.
Grandmother to work.
Maybe he just felt that this was not gonna work. That he lacked confidence in himself and in his product, and he didn't believe that they could do anything about it. I don't know if Flynn. I think he might have been born before he left the company, but maybe, yeah, like I said, maybe he felt like you said, he needed the money fast, and this was probably not gonna work. It was a huge bargain. It was a huge he was taking a chance on this, and then he couldn't really afford to take chances, so he decided to go with a steady job, and then after this, gray matter grew, and it was too late. But from his friend's point of view, he was the one that had it all, and he gave it all away. He didn't have faith in them, and I mean, they don't feel guilty at all. So in their eyes, he's always been a pity case, I would say. Like they always thought that, like a kid that's trying so hard to do something, but they keep failing, you know? So for him to show up with his Eisenberg persona, with his threats, and I mean playing with them, being like BAM and stuff, and I'm like, oh dude, he's being in control in that situation. He showed them who he was truly deep down, and I don't think they will ever see him as a pity case ever again.
Anyway, he made sure that they're gonna follow his plan and give the money to his children.
Yeah.
That for sure, they're gonna do it.
And I mean, for sure, having them do this, yes, it makes sense. Like, they have a lot of money, and technically, it should have been his money. So, I mean, it makes sense that he's using them as a conduit like this. But it's nice because you just know that they're gonna feel terrified and bad about this for months. Because he's waiting for, like, he said 10 months before Flynn turned 18.
10 months and a half, I guess.
So, I mean, during all this time, and even maybe a little after, they're going to feel that pressure, and they're going to think that there is someone behind them waiting to kill them. And you just know that no one is there. That was genius to use Jesse's friends. Although, and a sec, I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, you think he was thinking in that moment that Jesse was dead, but he was still ready to use his friends for his own agenda. It's very Walter / Heisenberg, so
Yeah. Anyway.
But, yeah, where would you put Breaking Bad in your favorites? Is it in your favorites?
It is definitely one of my favorite, top 5, maybe even top 3, because yes, like you said, I do have shows that I prefer because of nostalgia, because I love the story, where it's going and where it went, but for consistency, just only that, definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I think the only thing with Breaking Bad that I like a bit less is that I did not relate with the world as much. Okay. Like, for example, take Game of Thrones. Everything that happened with Game of Thrones aside, you can relate to the fantasy if you like fantasy. You can relate to characters' struggles, just like in Breaking Bad. And if you're attracted to this type of world, it's easy to get really invested in what's going on. With Breaking Bad, we're talking chemistry, we're talking science, we're talking math, we're talking crime world. We get drawn to this because it's intense and stuff, but I personally never felt attracted to this type of show.
Between you and I'm the one who prefers crime shows. Yes. I'm watching The Mentalist, CSI, and everything.
Bones.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you're attracted to this more than I am. But, I mean, this is why I never watched Breaking Bad, actually. If I remember back in the day when Breaking Bad was playing and I was hearing about this show, I always thought, like, well, this is the show about, like, the meth thing. Like, I never was attracted to this type of show. But today, with my knowledge, with my experience, with all the shows I've seen and stuff, I can watch this show, clearly say that this is quality. Of course. So I would say, is it my favorite? I would say I freaked out more over other shows. Like, I've been invested in other shows that reached me more with their world and stuff. But all things considered, I think I might have to say that this is my second, if not my favorite show now.
Really?
I mean, everything.
Are you gonna change it 5 months later?
I'm the kind of girl who's like, I have a favorite of the moment. So, because sometimes I'd be like, oh, right now I'm freaking out over Game of Thrones. I'm like reading stuff about this. I'm looking at stuff online. I'm watching the episodes again. I'm freaking out over this. And then the day after, I'll be like, oh, Naruto, damn it! Like, I'm all in Naruto.
Yeah, but briefly, you can say that for all the shows that we've been watching in our life, it's gonna stay in your top.
Oh,
I don't know,
I think,
and your all favorite of all time.
I think I'm gonna say right now it's definitely one of my favorites live action shows, and I'm gonna put it at number 2 just because I need to keep that number 1 place for my show of the moment, which is Breaking Bad right now. But I think it all comes down to, at the end of the day, I can find flaws in shows I love. I can definitely find flaws in Charmed. I can definitely find flaws in Supernatural. Mr. Robot is another show like Breaking Bad that I really love, but I'm not attracted to the universe, to the world, and the heroes.
Only the actors.
Well, I love the cinematography in Mr. Robot, and I love the acting, the music, and the choices. Like it's the cinema student in me that really loves Mr. Robot, but I'm not attracted to
The acting stuff.
no to the world, to the what's the word? Les enjeux. To the heroes' goals and stuff like that does not that does not reach me. But so I mean I can find flaws in a lot of shows that I love, but Breaking Bad, I'm reaching.
Okay.
I'm like reaching a lot.
Stop the praising. Stop the praising. All right.
And people have been asking. I'm just answering.
It's been 5 minutes they've been asking that.
All right. So this is it for Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff planned after this, so it's not over. I am gonna say it again. Yes, we are watching Better Call Saul after
Heard
this.
that, guys? We
Yes.
are watching Better Call Saul.
This episode is coming out on Tuesday on YouTube. So tomorrow and this Wednesday we will release stuff. I hope we have time, but I'm gonna try release stuff like bloopers. Other videos that people have been asking of us, so we're gonna do that, at least the bloopers. If there are videos you want us to watch, extra stuff that we have not seen, because we have seen a couple things. Sweet 60, that was really funny, by the way. But anyway, if you have videos you want us to watch, just comment down below. We will try to find a time to do a reaction to this and add this as an extra Breaking Bad thing.
Yeah.
Next week, we're taking a break. So no 3 episodes for the week. So we're not starting Better Call Saul or anything else next week. But then the week after, we will start Better Call Saul. And if we can, because Better Call Saul is an addition, like it's the follow through to Breaking Bad, but it's not gonna replace Breaking Bad. We're actually gonna start Vikings.
Yeah, so bring your Nordic, guys.
It's a show she's been waiting to watch this show for a while. I have also
Don't know how long I've been waiting for.
So Better Call Saul is gonna be 2 times a week, and Vikings is the one that's gonna take the 3 times
Yep.
a week slot. So.
Also, don't forget, guys, there are live discussion just right after the episode at
7 p.m.
7 p.m. So
Yes.
be there. If you want to ask questions about our thoughts on the show, if you just to
Freak
bring
out.
back memories with us,
If you just want to freak out and have a good time, just
you
don't
can just
forget.
scream for 2 hours straight. That's fine.
Yes. For you guys on Patreon, this episode is going to come out 1 week before. But yeah, Tuesday, 7 p.m., right after this, like not that long after, we'll be live to discuss Breaking Bad. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much for following us, watching this show, and don't forget that eventually I will start watching this show with my friends. So you'll get one new reactor, and me, I'll just freak out again over this show. Oh, this is going to be cool. So thank you, and see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.